Police say an Illinois man used artificial intelligence to create pornographic images of a Lisbon teenager. Well, tonight, prosecutors are using a new charge against the man in a test for state courts. 12 News' Nick Boers in Waukesha County.
It's a law that's barely been on the books a year, but prosecutors are using it against a 20-year-old man accused of using AI to virtually undress a 15-year-old girl he knew. As much as AI is heralded for its potential in medical research and many other fields, there is also a dark side. In 2024, Wisconsin became one of 45 states that criminalize AI-generated child pornography. Aidan Brewis of Illinois is now charged with 3 counts of possession of virtual child pornography after his girlfriend found it on his phone and reported him. Prosecutors say he manipulated Instagram photos of a 15-year-old Waukesha County girl using AI to depict her naked.
When I first heard about it becoming a law, it struck me that this is unconstitutional.
Criminal defense attorney Anthony Cotton isn't representing Brewis, but has another client facing the same charge.
What if you're a talented artist and you draw a picture that's very good, that maybe looks like it's a child? They could never criminalize you for drawing a picture, but somehow it becomes a 3-year mandatory minimum felony because a computer does it? No way.
The site Brewis is accused of using specifically states, quote, "You can't use others' photos without their consent or if they are minors," and, quote, "You are solely responsible for the content you generate." Still, Cotton says that shouldn't clear them of responsibility.
Why the hell aren't they prosecuting the companies that create the programs that do it? Like, shut this down and go after the companies creating AI programs that can produce this disgusting content.
I did speak with Brewis's attorney, Jonathan Lavoie, this afternoon, but he said he couldn't comment on the active case. At the Waukesha County Courthouse, Nick Boer, WISN 12 News.
And Brewis faces a minimum of 3 years in prison on each of the 3 possession charges. He's free on a $10,000 bond.
Officials in the U.S. tonight are monitoring a deadly virus that is spreading overseas. Airports in Southeast Asia are now heightening their airport screenings. Raf Sanchez is following this from London for us. And Raf, what more do we know?
So, Tom, airports across the region are stepping up their screening for what's known as the Nipah virus. This is a far more deadly virus than COVID. It has a fatality rate of between 40 and 75%, according to the World Health Organization. Now, it's usually carried by fruit bats, and human-to-human transmission seems to be rare, but there is no vaccine at this point, which is why these 2 cases in India are being taken so seriously. The Indian Ministry of Health says it's been doing contact tracing, and it believes the virus is contained, and the CDC says it is monitoring the situation and it stands ready to assist if needed. Tom.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Westdale Middle School was found dead at a shuttered school in Baton Rouge.
2 weeks ago, the school system suspended Quentin Dixon over allegations he sent inappropriate messages to a minor. News's Haley Jefferson explains what we know about the investigation so far.
Michael Sylvia, on January 15th, we reported that 44-year-old Quentin Dixon was placed on administrative leave by the East Baton Rouge school system. Today, he was found dead. Wednesday morning, Baton Rouge police found the body of Westdale counselor Quentin Dixon on the former Glen Oaks Middle School campus. Police have not confirmed where on the campus Dixon was found. The building is currently not being used by the East Baton Rouge School District. Dixon's body was found the same day an arrest warrant was filed against him. According to the warrant, beginning in November of last year up until early this month, Dixon allegedly sent several messages to a 14-year-old through Instagram. The warrant goes on to claim that Dixon responded hard eyes to a picture posted by the victim, along with repeatedly offering to give the victim rides home after school. Court documents say Dixon faced 4 counts of indecent behavior with the juvenile.
It's tragic all the way around. It's something that you can't really explain about.
A spokesperson for the East Baton Rouge school system sent a statement to WBRZ in response to his death, saying, quote, "Today, the East Baton Rouge Parish School System was notified of the passing of an employee. We extend our condolences to the school community, family, and loved ones as they process this information during this difficult time." Riddell Norman says he attended Glen Oaks and coached football with Dixon.
It's unfortunate the circumstances of his untimely demise, but yes, I did know him, and the situation is just so unfortunate, and we just got to pray for everybody.
We reached out to the East Baton Rouge coroner's office, who says Dixon's cause of death remains under investigation. Michael, Sylvia.
Family members identifying the 19-year-old killed outside a grocery store in southwest Philadelphia less than 24 hours ago as Russell Williams Jr. Investigators believe he was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time and shot by another 19-year-old who police say stole a bicycle from a SEPTA bus moments before gunning down Russell. Our Kelly Rule reports.
Russell's parents tell me he was their only child. They say they are devastated and angry because they feel Russell was doing all the right things and they as parents were doing all the right things, and he still senselessly had his life taken away.
He loved everybody. He would brighten up this room if you seen him.
A smile.
There wasn't nobody that didn't know him in Southwest Philly.
19-year-old Russell Williams Jr. was on his way home from Allstate Career School just before 10 last night. He was studying for his commercial driver's license, all part of his big plans, according to his parents, when they say his life was ripped from him for no reason.
We live life to, raise our kids up the right way and to do the right things, and he literally do the right thing, and you still take that person from you for doing the right thing.
In surveillance video provided to Fox 29, you can see Russell walking with his backpack on down Dix Avenue towards 66th Street when a man on a bike comes up behind him. He gets off the bike. We are pausing the video before it shows him suddenly shoot Russell. You can see just how quickly this happens in video from a different angle. This camera captures the shooter immediately running off after the shooting.
The 4 gunshots. I look out the window, and then you finally hear the police coming up, and I didn't know what was going on.
That boy walked up on my son. My son looked at this boy in his face, and he shot him up. Like, it don't matter.
Philadelphia police say they have a 19-year-old man in custody. They believe he stole this bike moments earlier from a bike rack on the front of a SEPTA bus at 64th Street and Lindbergh Boulevard. Then, after the deadly shooting, police say the shooter ditched the bike and robbed a second individual of an electric bicycle in the area. The investigation led officers to the Wawa at 84th Street and Bartram Avenue, where they say they took the 19-year-old into custody and found a gun on him.
He took somebody's greed for nothing.
Russell's mom says this is their family's second senseless tragedy. Her younger brother, Lashad Merritt, was killed in the July 2023 Kingsessing mass shooting. She says her son shared his location with her at all times, and last night she traced him to the hospital, never imagining she would get the news she did.
You can tell him to be careful. I literally told him before he walked out the door, I said, be careful, I love you. And you can tell him that, but it just don't matter.
Police say this is still an active investigation. If you have any information, they ask that you call 215-686-TIPS. Reporting outside police headquarters, I'm Kelly Rule, Fox 29 News.
Now, these dangerously cold temperatures are already leading to a heartbreaking discovery in downtown Mount Clemens.
And it's proof of just how threatening this weather truly is. A homeless woman was found unresponsive behind a building in the bitter cold. She was declared dead at the hospital. 7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wembley is in Mount Clemens listening to nonprofit leaders fueling urgent calls for action, and a city commissioner now on a mission to prevent future tragedies.
Yes, right back here behind this priority waste dumpster with no shoes in it.
This is where a waste disposal driver made a grim discovery, finding 53-year-old Monique Cook while emptying a dumpster. It happened early Tuesday morning behind Shane Giannino's building on North Main Street in Mount Clemens. Cook was found barefoot and unresponsive, exposed to the elements. She was rushed to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced dead.
This really needs to be a wake-up call. Because even tomorrow's even going to be colder.
The tragedy is now raising urgent concerns about the plight of the unhoused as temperatures nosedive to the coldest we've seen this winter.
Mount Clemens has the largest concentration in the county of unhoused individuals.
City Commissioner Spencer Calhoun is leading a newly formed task force aimed at addressing homelessness in Mount Clemens. The effort will rely in part on data gathered during the county's point-in-time count and annual census of the homeless.
There's no easy solution to the issue of homelessness. What I do know is Not another person should die on our streets.
April Fittler and Scott Joy are from McCrest, a homeless services agency in Mount Clemens. They say their shelter is already at capacity as the need continues to grow.
The issue is there's not enough funding to provide all the services needed for emergency services during this time of year.
Securing more funding is a priority Macomb County Commissioner Michael Howard says he's committed to, arguing it's not just compassionate, but practical.
It actually costs the county more when someone passes away in the cold or when someone is homeless on the street. It's a greater burden on the county financially than for us to actually step in and be proactive with our resources.
Monique Cook's family says she was loved and cared for, and they did all they could to help her get back on her feet.
Macomb County Sheriff's Office says the investigation into Cook's death is ongoing. In the meantime, if you or someone you know needs somewhere warm to go, head to our website, WXYZ.com, for a list of resources. In Mount Clemens, I'm Randy Wimbley, 7 News Detroit.
And we're definitely thinking about her family tonight. Thank you, Randy. Now, if you or someone you know is in need of a warm place to stay, we have a list of dozens of warming centers in Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties right now at WXYZ.com.
Just when you think you've heard it all, this case out of Delaware County might make your stomach turn. Prosecutors are accusing a man of stealing dozens of sets of human remains. This is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Jason Martinez.
I'm Sheba Russell. Investigators say they found human skulls, mummified feet, and decomposing body parts at the suspect's home. Chris O'Connell has more on the story that is disturbing on so many levels.
Delaware County prosecutors say he was a real-life grave robber straight out of a horror movie. A man arrested for stealing human remains from graves, some as young as infants, others 200 years old.
Very simply, detectives walked into a horror movie come to life the other night.
Delaware County District Attorney Tanner Rouse outlining the twisted alleged crimes of 34-year-old Jonathan Gerlach of Lancaster County. He's accused of stealing human remains from 26 mausoleums and underground graves at the historic Mount Moriah Cemetery in Yeadon. Some of the remains as young as infants.
Some of these are 200 years old, some of them obviously much newer. There's one that had a pacemaker still attached to the body.
Prosecutors say it was old-fashioned police work that cracked the case. After a series of grave desecrations at Mount Moriah, Yeadon police set up a sting. On Tuesday, Gerlach was arrested at the cemetery with a burlap bag full of 30 human remains, many of them children. But when police searched Gerlach's home in Ephrata, Lancaster County, they found more than 100 human skulls, large bones, and other skeletal remains, as well as jewelry taken from graves. 8 more skeletons were found in a nearby storage locker.
Detectives have recovered an awful lot of bones at this point, and we are still trying to piece together who they are, where they are from, and how many we are looking at, and it's going to be quite some time before we have a final answer.
Those who walked through the cemetery near Cobbs Creek Park recently noticed graves being desecrated. One guy tells us this mausoleum was repaired just after it was burglarized.
We saw some graves that had been obviously opened or disturbed. Kind of hoped it was just maintenance work and stuff, but always suspected it might be some kind of, grave robbing, for lack of a better term.
Gerlach is charged with more than 450 counts on charges of burglary, abuse of corpse, and theft. Authorities are not clear what he was doing with the remains, but they are looking at a Facebook group devoted to the sale of human bones, where Gerlach was seen holding several skulls. The Delaware and Lancaster County medical examiners are now trying to date and identify all of the remains and possibly find affected families.
We all have loved ones that passed. Like, rest in peace is rest in peace. And this is definitely something that tears at your heartstrings.
Gerlach is being held in the Delaware County Jail on $1 million cash bail. Prosecutors say there's a very good chance he may have burglarized other local cemeteries. In Yeadon, Chris O'Connell, Fox 29 News.
5, a mother is facing unimaginable loss this holiday season. Just days after his son saved her from a fire at her home in Fox Meadows, he is discovered dead. Our Braille Brown got an exclusive interview with the grieving mom who says she has no idea how to put things back together.
My baby's gone. Lakeisha Davis says in a matter of weeks, she lost a lifetime of possessions.
A lot of family pictures that my mom has collected over the years, when I was little to when I had my 2 kids. We lost everything.
But those keepsakes don't come close to the person she'll never see again. Just days after Christmas, her son Joseph Vincent died. He was 32.
He passed away. They found him deceased in my car. And he's the one that's pulled me out of the fire. If he wasn't there and was pulling on me, I would have died.
Davis told your news leader the last time she spoke with Vincent was hours before his death, and the last time she saw him will forever be engraved in her mind.
And then the next time I saw him, he was on the ground. They had him covered up, and all I saw was just his feet. And all this is just so unbearable, dealing with this fire. And now my child is gone. I'm just in so much pain.
Her heart also breaks for his younger sister and daughter.
He loved his sister, and he has a 10-year-old daughter that's coming to see me today, and she looks just like him.
With a shattered heart, picking up the pieces seemed far-fetched.
Right now I'm in a hotel. I don't know what to do after this. I think I'm gonna move out of town because there's just too many bad memories here now. I could really use everybody to come together just to help. Anything will help.
Reporting for your news leader, Braille Brown, WREG News Channel 3.